You can come this way. Right in there. You're welcome.
Elliot. Hey, Todd. Good to meet you. Elliot. Hey, you guys come approve, don't you? Yeah. Thanks for having guys. Yeah, just have a seat. We are live streaming right now, so let's keep it PG. I better just shut off. No, it's coming from. Sounds like. Hello. My computer speaker is off. You have to get the mic off the audio. You have to tune the. Go to yours now. Here, go to your audio there. And then leave computer on stuff. It's dumb, even though you have it all muted and everything.
It never connected to the computer audio.
Oh, okay, whatever. Yeah, it's if anybody's watching on YouTube, they can laugh at me. We got it.
But you record it. Somebody said, all right, something for to regulate for my administration. Because yeah. So, but the. Hi, how are you folks doing today? Good, all right, good. Let's see. Nice one day out there. Yeah. Move on.
Good, pretty good.
Hi, how you fellas doing? Good. Oh, not bad. Still warm.
Didn't expect to see you guys here in person. When you come on up here, said be at the meeting and
Listen, Elliot.
yeah, exactly.
That's
So
pretty high.
I don't think we have nameplates for you guys yet. Because you're just that new. Hillary, do we have nameplates for them or?
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't know who
Alright.
was gonna be in person, so I
I thought we were gonna be totally remote, but
I didn't.
Might be
get too crazy
50-50.
with the nameplates.
so I'm gonna have Nicole share the meeting today. I'll say something about it during the meeting, but we don't technically have a BOA chair right now. Our last one is now on P and Z. So you can nominate yourselves for chair if you want to at the next meeting. Doesn't come with any special power. You just get to call roll and attend.
Look any different.
All that. Oh, if you want to take a gold Sharpie and fill in the letters, no one will come at you.
Jacob, I'm saying that thing.
Strobly.
Told you.
You said it some other weird way. I thought maybe it was Strable. Strobly. Got it. I didn't get Ed's nameplate, sorry.
That's all right.
I wasn't sure who I was gonna show up.
I'm anonymous.
Bill's gonna run the call. You did. here for one. We spend a lot of time during the week in Ohio, out and about. In Ohio? Oh, because the last I heard it was council clubs.
What's nice to see, so the board is full now.
We're still one short.
Go on short.
So if you know anyone, Ed,
Right.
really use someone with a legal background.
All right.
That's no knock, but when I started, we had, I think, 5 attorneys on Board of Adjustment.
Yeah.
Bit of a monoculture. Now we have 0.
It's handy having one on there, but
Just a bit. There's Bill. Bill, can you hear us okay?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Doing good. Yourself?
Not bad.
Here he is.
We have a problem out here on our job site. We have to use a knife to cut the humidity.
Can relate.
It is thick.
Mhm.
Okay.
hey, there you, how you doing?
Good, how's it going? See ya.
Yeah.
Did you get Rachel's specs?
Nice to meet you guys. I'm hey, cool. Thanks for volunteering.
She's
Good to have you.
Sunday.
Yeah, nice to meet you. I'm Dave's on the town budget.
Yeah, I didn't put the nameplates out.
I just want to make sure everyone's sitting
It was
right.
being super informal since it was like a lunch-hour meeting and
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just didn't want to sit in Ed's seat.
I was like, well, I gotta set it up for P and Z later, so I'll just be like,
Get it going.
didn't expect all these guests in person. Usually feel them anyway.
That's probably one of the biggest board meetings we've had in a long time.
Yeah, getting a
First
form
board
for
meeting
BOA has been
going on.
That's a good point.
Hillary, I'm probably gonna be doing a little walkthrough for Nicole. So I gave her a computer, but she said she may need some assistance, so if we start talking over each other.
I don't know who's ever signing that.
Huh?
I don't know who's gonna be signing that.
Someday. Yeah. Unless she wants to delegate that authority to Dan or Jacob. All right, there she is.
There you go.
Hey, Nicole, we can see you. Can you hear us?
Yep.
Great. Looks like we're right at noon according to my laptop, so you can go ahead and get it started. And as I said, if you need assistance with procedure, just say something. We'll get through it.
Okay. So I would like the call to the meeting to order today on July 27th of 2025. And then I'd like to call the roll.
Quick note, it's the 28th, but yes.
Oh, did I say the 27th?
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm still stuck in yesterday.
Jacob Strobely. Dan Wood.
Here.
Bill Miller.
Here.
Nicole McLaughlin.
Here. I'm asking for an approval of the agenda. So motion to approve the agenda.
Move to approve.
Second,
Third,
You can ask for all in favor to say aye if you want, Nicole.
all in favor to say aye, please.
Aye.
aye.
Nicole, last meeting's minutes.
Sorry, I don't have, okay. I saw the welcome of the guests and moving on to new business. Sorry, guys, this is my first time doing the chair.
Next time.
Oh.
Yep, so just read the title of our item and I can go into staff presentation. Need to open the public hearing. Oh,
So the new business.
yep.
Okay. New business, public hearing on a special use permit from Michael Foods Incorporated and related to the height accessory structures at 101 Delaware Avenue or Delaware Street. And then vote on a special use permit requested from Michael Foods Incorporated related to the height of the accessory structures at 101 Delaware Street.
Yep, so Nicole will need you just to open the public hearing and note the time.
Open the public hearing and it is 12:03.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and do staff presentation. I'll just run through basically the application, details of the site and the proposal from the staff perspective, basically. It'll take about 5 to 10 minutes, and then you guys can ask any questions that you want of myself. And then you can ask questions of the applicants, who we have many of in the room today, and then questions from the public. So we received the application for the special use permit earlier in June from Michael Foods at 101 Delaware Street. A request submitted by the project engineer for Michael Foods. The request is related to a site plan containing a pump house and a water tank, both accessory structures at that property. The pump house being proposed at a height of 26 feet and the water tank proposed at a height of 45 feet. So the height of these two structures is the thing that we are considering special use for. This property is zoned M1 General Industrial. We got the notice in the newspaper last week and letters were sent to everybody within 200 feet of the parcel that the site is within. So within the staff report, I included the applicable code for the zoning class of M1. The main thing that we're dealing with here, I tend to put the entire district, but when it comes to accessory structures, what's allowed, and then included the special uses. The main thing that we're focusing on here is dealing with height, which is a bulk regulation issue. And so at the very end of the chapter, no principal building shall exceed 65 feet in height, and no accessory structure shall exceed 20 feet in height unless a greater height is permitted for special use. So we're talking about allowing these structures to be higher than 20 feet within this zoning class if a special use permit is granted by the Board of Adjustment. One other thing that we felt was relevant in considering a special use for this site is from our chapter about special use permits, there is a paragraph that talks about these things called unclassified uses. For anybody who doesn't know what that is, that's essentially a use that we define in our code, but don't assign to a zoning district. Essentially, anything that's an unclassified use can be allowed anywhere if issued a special use permit. And that process is what we're doing today. So where this falls under this chapter per letter of the law, we're talking about towers over 25 feet in height. So the water tank falling under that, and then the pump house more so under this, an accessory building exceeding 20 feet in height. So the request in that regard is fairly simple. And that's pretty much the rundown of what's being requested by Michael Foods. The duty of the Board of Adjustment in a case like this is essentially to decide if this is a appropriate use for that site. And they can consider a number of factors, mostly just, is this the right zoning district for this type of thing? Is it instrumental to the use of the property, et cetera? So just to reiterate, we're talking about the height of those two structures. We're required by law to issue a notice to everybody within 200 feet and post in the paper, and then include that notice in our staff report. So pointing out that we did that. And really quick to summarize the site. So this property is on the north side of Delaware Street, just west of Highway 28. It is west of the Windsor Windows building. Michael Foods has done a series of one big expansion, but also some small expansions. You can kind of see where the building wall changes color in the aerial image. The site of the pump house and water tank is right here. It measures approximately 211 feet, I believe, from the eastern property line, and a little over 350 feet from the north property line. So there's a pretty good amount of separation between the proposed site and the property lines. So we thought those were important details, just noting that the building is further away than public notice would require if the parcel lines were coterminal with the footprint of the building. We re-included the definition for a tower in here from the special use chapter. And then some of the notes from the property owners on this particular item, that they understand the conditions of a special use permit, that we have to go through this process in order to grant it. Something worthy of notes, the Planning and Zoning Commission approved the site plan knowing that a special use permit would be needed, and didn't really have any comment on it. City Council was kind of in the same boat, understanding that they can't exceed that height without a special use permit. I've already talked through some of the site details. I would point out the existing height of the building. The main building for Michael Foods is 37 feet to the parapet wall. Some of the tanks on the eastern side of the building that you can see if you drive by through the foliage, those are about 46 feet in height. So we'd be talking about a similar scale of height with this water tank, and something shorter, much shorter with the pump house. So that basically sums up everything that I have. I will note that I did include some correspondence from Steve Rowe, who owns property north of here along Hakes Drive. And so I believe Steve is with us today and may have some comment during the public comment period. But I included that with the application. I guess the only other thing is I can kind of show any visuals that are in the application along with the maps. And I'm happy to answer any questions from the staff perspective at this time, if there are none for me. So Nicole, you can ask me for questions, or if there are none, you can ask for comment from the applicants.
I'm requesting any comments by the applicants, please.
Are there any questions for staff from the board?
So this water tank that they're asking to build is similar in height to other tanks that are already on property?
It would be different. When I use the word similar, Bill, I was referring to the height.
Right.
Let's see, sorry, wrong document. The height of these. So the silver tanks here.
Yep.
So it would look a little bit different. I believe they included this diagram It's not photorealistic, but this is the general shape that you would expect.
It'll be fairly close. I've put them up before, but you're still far enough away from the northern housing area, which is on the other side of the fields there, right? The baseball fields.
So you're looking at this being approximately the site with the tank. If I were to do a measurement, nearest house, probably that one, 1,600 feet, or I guess one of these, but it's across the building from there. It's worth noting, if the visual part of this is of concern, there is a lot of foliage around this site. I didn't think it was appropriate to include a ton of photos about that, because we're dealing with something a little bit more concentrated. But yeah, this would be shielded from view by pretty much every house nearby.
Okay. And it's not right across the street from the houses. It's in the same vicinity of everything else that's down in that industrial type area, right?
Yes, correct.
So, okay.
Any other staff questions before we move on?
There's not any noise or anything that a contributing factor to have negative feedback from the community. The storage tank, right?
As like a static use,
Yeah.
I don't believe so. I mean,
It's not like you're putting a windmill over something that could affect somebody.
I mean, usually with stuff like this, the complaints we get are isolated to construction. Don't have development in your town without construction. There's gonna be construction noise. I think one of the things that we were told by the applicants team is that they were gonna be done with heavy equipment in mid-fall, early to mid-fall, so. Yeah.
Yeah, if this is anything like my job site, Dan, these are more used for processes that they need a water tank, a buffer zone for something they're doing inside Michael Foods.
Any other staff comments or questions? Okay, I will open this for any other public comments from the basically from the public. So anybody else that wants to participate in questions?
Yeah, this is Steve Rowe. I guess I have some questions about, how big of diameter is the structure, the water tank?
It has a diameter of 43 feet.
Okay. And it's going to be, you said 60 feet tall?
No, it'll be just under 45.
45, okay. So it'll become a monument on the south side of Norwalk. That's pretty big tank.
If it's like I do general commercial construction, Steve. If it's like other water tanks we use in our projects, it'll probably have a baked enamel finish on the outside, so it should not be just a galvanized tank, I don't believe.
So this is like a harvestor standpipe, something like that?
Yeah, they make these usually out in DeKalb, Illinois. And
Right, that's harvestor. Yep, so it'd be
or Great Plains tank, I think, is out there too.
okay.
But
Well,
but that would have to be confirmed as far as the finish.
I don't think that the height of it really at 45 feet compared to the rest of the building is not going to be a big deal. I didn't realize it was going to be quite that big around, but as Elliot can attest. My concern was the construction. We've had, what, 3 years? We've endured 3 years of construction next door. And it's brutal and it's disruptive to us. And we have an issue with the South Hill, or the hill that goes down into the retention area. It's moving. And we can feel it when we're working over there. And I'm concerned about the welfare of my property here. So I'd like to know what's going to be done and how it's going to be done. And you've already said it's supposed to be over in fall. Is that correct?
That's what I've been told. I would defer to someone with the applicant's group to maybe comment on
Yeah.
those construction schedule and impacts.
Well, believe me, I'm all for progress and moving things forward and these having growth in these companies. It's what we need here. But I gotta protect my own property here, and I'm really concerned.
You know, the total duration of the project?
So we'll be done with most of the construction by, I guess, so we say November complete, but the outside, construction of the pad, putting the building up and everything, I'd say we're in, mid-October. And then when we're talking about, as far as the noise goes, the pad and the geo piers that are going in, we're not putting in a huge, I guess, or adding to our roadway or a big driveway around it. So a lot of that rolling, in term, like a patch
Arbitrary roller.
is going to be relatively minimal. We'll certainly work with you as far as we can provide a job schedule and talk through things if there's concerns.
So site prep's probably what, 3 weeks or something like that,
We'll still be working on it through
just for the site.
original October and September, just different how things work out on our schedule. But yeah,
It doesn't rain every day.
Any other questions, Stephen?
I couldn't hear what the fellow was saying, but
Step up and say your name and kind of repeat Mark's.
sure. Sorry if you didn't hear me. My name is Jesse Landis. I'm with Michael Foods. So we were talking about the schedule. So probably late November for the whole thing completion, but that's tidying up a building and starting everything up equipment piping wise. But from a construction perspective, it's probably mid-October. And really we're talking about the pad that goes underneath this tank and then the pad for the building. We're not putting in we're not redoing a lot of our paving out back, which is probably a lot of the concern or maybe what you may have experienced. I think this is going to be quite a bit less of overall disturbance, at least from what we're looking at from a construction perspective. But Stephen, we can certainly meet up and have a conversation. I can give you the schedule and we can talk through any concerns you have as we work through the schedule.
I think that would be great.
And as far as the outside of the tank, it'll be insulated. It'll have insulated and cladding on the outside, and we can provide those. Do we provide the color? I don't know if we did get it.
You might have sent me one a while ago. It wasn't part of this, but yeah.
It'll be insulated and clad, so it won't be just a metal tank. It'll be insulated and painted, and then have a nice exterior finish. We'll keep up with that.
Okay. That'd be good to get just for the property record.
Yep.
Is this tank for production or fire or both? Or?
It is production. It's to support our sanitation processes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, I guess
Any
that's
other-
all I have.
Oh, sorry.
That's
Go
all I
ahead.
have.
All right, I'd like to then close the public hearing. And it is 12:21. on the 28th. And then I'd like to call for a deliberation.
Move to approve.
You can still deliberate, but there is a motion on the floor to approve.
I second the motion.
So Nicole, if you want, you can call for a vote.
Call for a vote to entertain a motion or approve and deny.
So the motion is for approval, so call for a vote to approve the special use permit.
I approve.
Nicole, you need to call for a vote
Oh, sorry.
to approve this.
Okay, staff, I need to call for a vote, please.
You're doing fine.
Thanks, Bill.
Miller,
Approve.
Strobly, Wood, McLaughlin.
Approve.
Or you can now call for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn at 12:22 on the 28th.
Motion to approve.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Good job, Nicole.
Thank you. Thanks for your patience, guys. I appreciate it.
Real quick before we close the Zoom, Bill, Nicole, Jacob, Dan, as I think you guys know, we don't officially have a chair. So just think about for the next Board of Adjustment meeting, if you want to nominate yourself, you can, and we'll roll with that. I didn't want to make that an agenda item today because of the strange time. But yeah, just think about that. Otherwise, thanks for zooming in, and we'll see you at the next one.
Sounds
Thanks.
good. Thanks, Elliot.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.